So what do you guys think? Is it more likely to be because a lot of movies have been a sequel to the events of the universe at large, but a couple movies are still sequels to their past movies. Do you think this will be a sequel to Captain Marvel or a sequel to the shows and all that?
I think it's going to be more or less like a sequel to Captain Marvel. Oh no, I'm sorry. More or less a sequel to at the end of WandaVision with Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Not at the end of Miss Marvel, where Miss Marvel and Carol Danvers inexplicably switch places.
I think it's more or less going to pick up with where Monica Rambeau was. That's going to be something I think is just what's going to happen.
Do we even?
I haven't even seen Miss Marvel
Neither have I.
because
All
I
I
just
know
never
is
really wanted to.
All I know is I like Imam Vellani. She's got that
Uh,
good. She's got the energy that actors in the Marvel Cinematic Universe need to have. She knows her stuff, and she's a comic fan. It's a shame that she's cast as
Nice.
like my least favorite character in the entire canon. Huh? Oh, it happened again.
I'm here.
Where's Captain Rambo?
Oh, it's the Kree.
What the?
That's a valid reaction, if we're being real.
Yeah.
Once again, valid reaction. So this is the picture that's been making its way through all of the ads and the articles and stuff. And I hope this isn't really in the movie because this is promotional material, and I hope it's not really in the movie because if you look really close, it's really bad CGI and bad green screen, and all three of them are looking at different objects as if they didn't have the same reference point. When does this movie take place?
A really good question.
Because going up and down into space, out of space, into space, out of space, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of money, and you need to do crazy amounts of exercise in order to not destabilize your body. So, when does this take place in, like, putting alongside, say, Secret Invasion?
Good question.
Are we to believe that Nick Fury comes down for like a week to do Secret Invasion and then goes right back up into the satellite?
Yes.
I
Do
get.
you think it's actually Nick Fury though?
Oh, good point.
Because he was whatchamacallit, the alien dude Majog.
He was a scroll, yes, but when
Yeah.
I don't buy that Fury is like, yeah, you're in charge of literally everything. I buy that he would be like, I need a body double while I go piss off and do this. But like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, go meet the Queen of England at the Pentagon for me, buddy. No, I don't think he'd do that. I'm still salty that Secret Invasion is happening when 90% of the characters who are important in that comic are either dead, missing, or not introduced yet. I'm like, once it's Civil War all over again. Because when they announced the Civil War movie, I was like, okay, cool, fun story, but 90% of the cast isn't here. What are you going to do? Luckily, the Russo brothers brought their A game and made, like, the second best movie in the entirety of the MCU. But still, it's that all over again, where I'm like, what? Why? Once again, Iman Vellani, treasure. Treasure of a human being. I wanna meet her just to, like, shake her hand vigorously and then, like, give her a Marvel comic and be like, I love your energy. You are the example. You are what the energy that every one of the actors in this series needs to bring to the table, you know? I don't care if you had the worst project. I don't care if you have the worst character. You have the best attitude, and that's what we need to see, you know? I am a little annoyed that they changed her powers because they thought that it would be dumb because she was like Mr. Fantastic. And I'm like, she's not like Mr. Fantastic, though.
Exactly.
Mr. Fantastic stretches, she grows. There is a difference.
She grows.
Yes.
She literally just, like, Attack on Titans. minus the explosive strength, and for some reason her clothes grows with her. I don't know why. I don't remember if there's an explanation for that. But also, the Kree are back. So they want it to be a sequel to the shows as well as a sequel to the movies. Good luck juggling that continuity. I do like how she's that's the most realistic writing I've seen for her character as of right now. The immediate off-put of, like, teleported into a shrine to yourself. Okay, I want to know, was this guy recast? Is this the same guy from Miss Marvel?
That's a good question.
Because the dad in the Miss Marvel show got, like, outed as a pedo, and he should not still have work.
Oh.
So,
Let me see.
if this is the same guy, I'm not gonna see this movie. Legally.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so I will not be seeing this day one in theaters. I might not be...
Disney Plus.
I'm not even gonna see it on Disney Plus, man. I'm probably gonna pirate it. I'm not... If I view this at all, it will be illegally. Yeah, they're in talks to recast, Jonathan Majors after that domestic abuse
Oh, yeah.
stuff,
Jeez.
which, like... Yeah,
Oh.
Okay, fine, whatever.
But if you're gonna
like,
do it for one, you gotta do it for all.
well, here's the thing.
You can't just pick
He did domestic abuse, yes. Adults were involved. It's adults. Like, it's comparing apples to oranges, but both people in one instance were adults. This guy was going after a kid. Like, come on. It should be a no-brainer. I'm not saying keep one, dump the other. I'm saying get rid of both. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You can't pick and choose. You gotta do
I'm
it
not
for
gonna.
everybody.
Any interest I had in this movie was passing to begin with, but now I'm 1,000% not seeing it. And I hope he didn't succeed. I hear he didn't succeed, but if wannabe Kitty Fiddler is still in the movie, I'm not watching it. She can manipulate light energy.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't explain what happens with her body. I feel like there's
That's
more
a good point.
I feel like there's more going on there, honey. You did more than manipulate light energy when you stopped bullets in WandaVision. Her hero name is Photon. Maybe she, like, turns into light? Had I been inclined to see this movie at all, Goose.
I love Goose.
Goose would have been my only reason being there. I love how she immediately starts panicking. She's like, I landed next to a Cthulhu cat. Oh no. I wonder how big the scope of this movie is gonna be. Like, we see a ton of stuff happening on Earth already.
Yeah. And obviously other planets here.
And then other planets. They went through the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 gate bridge whatever thing. Yeah. Now, I wonder, is this... It's hard to tell because Disney doesn't know how to do aliens correctly. Like, they don't know how to do an alien ratio. It's hard to tell. Is this on another planet and they dressed Brie Larson up? Or was Kamala Khan, like, dressed up for something and then she got switched at the last second? I heard a rumor that when they heard Joker 2 was going to be a musical, they rewrote this movie to be a musical. And it was a rumor that stuck around. Like, it didn't go anywhere for a while. I don't know if it's true. I heard it. And I was like, ooh, maybe don't. But when I see all, like, the dance scenes, I'm like, oh no, was it actually a musical? And if so, who wrote the music? Because I've seen some musicals where people who don't know how to write songs wrote songs, and it does, nope. It don't work. Who the heck is this?
Looks so familiar.
I know this is a K-pop actor, a K-drama actor, but I want to know who his character is. Also, who are these people? My instinct says Asgardians, but we know the MCU didn't care enough about any of them to leave them alive or relevant, so... Also, I hope to God these aren't Goose's kids. The entire this entire universe is in danger. This is the threat that Jonathan Majors was warning about in Quantumania. I hope you guys know that. This litter of cats is a bigger threat than the army of Kangs. I think this is the villain.
I mean, it would make sense by her bodyguards and that blue person standing behind her.
I just hope that she's like a gender bent Ronin spinoff. And I hope that
That'd be cool.
I hope Disney is devoid of self-awareness enough to name her Rona. I hope they're stupid enough to do that. Yeah, oh my wait! It is real! It is real! It is real! No! Oh!
Destroy!
Ow! 3 reasons you can tell they weren't all 3 on set at the same time while filming this. 1, the lighting is different. They each have different kinds of lighting. 2, there's choppy green screen around them. And you can really tell it here with Kamala. Because part of her ends...
Yeah, especially her hair.
Her hair ends are disappearing from frame. Because when you have blowing hair against a green screen, it's really hard to map that onto something else. Especially if it's dark on dark. Like, there's that. And then the big one that gave it away for me, which is why I was like, I hope to God this is just a promo image. It's not. They're all 3 staring at a different reference object. For those of you, we're gonna get into educational Pirate King Boros moment here for a second for the younger viewers. When they make a green screen and they have a movie and they say giant evil monster standing right in front of you, what they do is they'll put up like a stick with a baseball on top or something, and they'll say stare at that. That's where its head's gonna be once we're done editing it. Like they did if you see like Transformers with Michael Bay with all the Transformers removed and it's just the green screen and stuff, they're just staring at like a stick or a baseball bat or something to reference the body parts of the Transformers, you know? So they didn't have the foresight to like keep the set together, or they didn't care enough to like position them correctly or something. I don't know. All I know is wow. First time in history I wasn't preying on Captain Marvel's downfall, and this is my reward for it. Thank you, Disney. Also, they gave Captain Marvel a new suit by the looks of it, and it's the worst one. Her whole shtick was that she was like bright and colorful, and you gave her some dark, muted garbage. What is that?
Yeah.
Maybe it lights up when she like kickstarts her power, or like flames on, or whatever, you know? I barely liked the first one. And the only thing I liked about Miss Marvel was Iman Vellani. I hope I've been saying her name right. Lead actress of Miss Marvel was literally the only thing I liked about it. And I didn't like WandaVision for how they wrote a lot of the characters. And Monica Rambeau had by far the worst line in that entire series. They'll never understand how much you've sacrificed. You know, it's not like you tortured them for months or anything. So there's that, and then there's the fact that they have a literal like would-be child predator in their movie still
employed.
And I'm like, really, you're gonna fire Jonathan Majors for allegedly assaulting his girlfriend. Allegedly, it's all still in talks right now, but they keep releasing like update articles that are like, Disney keeps meeting with his agents, Disney is reassessing, Disney is this, Disney is that. I'm like, really, all that drama when like full on pedo texts come out from this guy and he still has a job, but okay, whatever. Yeah, like if it comes out tomorrow that there's like, I don't know, a security camera video of Jonathan Majors punching out his girlfriend, okay, yeah, fire him. But as of right now, it's alleged. I can understand keeping an alleged guy on board. The texts from that guy, screenshots went everywhere. Like, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
So, it's not... It's apples to oranges in terms of the crime, but the evidence is very different.
And I think, like, the first time we watched the preview, it looked like it would just be like, fun. But then, like, as Marvel fans, when you start chipping away at certain things. You're like, is it gonna be fun or is it gonna be a hot mess? And like you said, it is definitely gonna be like a mixed bag. I feel like there's definitely gonna be, like with every Marvel movie, really fun moments. There'll probably be a good joke here and there, but depending on how they're gonna connect it with everything else and where in the cinematic timeline we're looking at, it will either be decent or it'll be hot garbage.
Me and my friends and the circle I follow, as well as the circles I participate in, we don't hate these movies because, like, woman. But, like, there are people out there who do, though. I didn't hate Captain Marvel because of woman. I hated Captain Marvel because Brie Larson was the woman they employed.
I used to love Brie Larson in her earlier stuff, but lately I just
ever since she reached stardom, she stopped being a nice person. She let it go straight to her head. And immediately started grandstanding and mouthing off and being all snarky and mean, and I was just like, I don't get it. Why? And then on top of that, yeah, Captain Marvel as a character doesn't have the best reputation in the comics either. It is entirely her fault that, like, a big destructive arc in the comics happened. Did you ever hear about Civil War II? Civil War II, the comic arc? That is entirely her fault. Like, that everything that goes wrong in that arc is entirely her fault. And then right after that comic finished, her movie got announced. So I was like, oh.
Like, that's probably not the coattails you wanted to ride on into this movie.
And then, after the movie gets announced, they're like, oh, and Brie Larson is playing her. And me in the background going, oh! Oh! And then for me personally, they were like, also, this movie is taking place in the 80s and 90s. And I'm like, oh no, it's my least favorite prequel trope. Pretending this thing happened that has always happened. Like, it's always been there, even though there's narrative evidence to the contrary in the previous material. And I went, oh! The entirety of Avengers 2012 happened, and he didn't press the button. The entirety of Age of Ultron happened, and he didn't press the button. Like he goes through... Nick Fury goes through, like, 11 different world-ending catastrophes before he presses the button. And only when one of them is affecting him personally. Decent trailer, Marvel. It's good for a teaser. 4 out of 10. Not gonna watch because you kept the pedo, but, like, good luck. I hope Iman Vellani gets work outside of Disney because she's got the energy that people these days need. Jamie, what's your final thoughts?
I hope and I think it will be a fun movie, but it obviously won't be anywhere near the top anything of Marvel. But again, eager to see where they go with it and where in the timeline they drop it in.
Yeah. I hate the character, but if I was a writer, up-and-coming writer, and Kevin Feige was like, here, write for Captain Marvel, I'd be like, okay, cracks all my joints. Hand me that typewriter. I'm about to write you some peak fiction.
We can work this out.